Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock, the lesson is about to get started. In case you're new with us, there's a few things I'd like to show you to help you throughout the lesson. So you probably either know someone or have heard of someone who has the magical skill of being able to listen to a song just one time and then sit down and play it back. And it's always portrayed as something that's magical and mystical. Let me tell you another tale. I've got a friend who can listen to Chinese and after hearing it only one time, make the exact same sounds. And you're thinking, well, your friend obviously just knows Chinese. Well, it's magical and mystical to me because I can't do it and he can. But yes, it's just a matter of learning the language. It's the same thing with music. Those people are just listening to it going, okay, yeah, it's that thing and then that thing. And then, yeah, it goes to that thing. They can sit down and just recreate the sounds. That's what transcribing is going to do for you. So these lessons are going to take a look at the melody. We're going to figure out what are the notes, the individual notes that are being sung. What are the chords, all the band, what are they doing back behind it? And then lastly, we'll be doing the scribing part of transcribing where we actually write it out in sheet music. So this is a totally learnable skill. So if you stick around for enough of these transcribing lessons, someday someone will be telling that magical and mystical tale about you. These lessons are always guided and shaped by your questions, and if you're live with us today, there's a couple different ways you can do that. One is in the public live chat, and the other is the Ask Jamin a Question button, where you can ask me a question privately, and I won't share your identity in case you're afraid that your question is stupid. But it's not. If you're in the archives, though, then just open up the survey. At the end of that, there's a place where you can ask your question. I will say I frequently get questions from students in the archives watching a lesson from 6 months ago, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So please try to be as specific as possible. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The PDF will often have additional video links inside so you can get more in-depth instruction on each of the topics. And if you're the kind of person who likes to print out the PDF so you can make the same notes on your physical version as I'm making during the lesson, now would be the time to do that. The MP3 is just a play-along track so you can practice more after the lesson. In traditional lessons, a teacher is going to actually present some new concept for maybe 5 or 10 minutes every couple weeks. The rest of the time is going to be spent applying and refining those concepts. Well, here I'm spouting off hours of new information every week, so it's totally unreasonable to expect you to actually absorb all of that. Instead, the goal of these live lessons is for you to find some little nugget of something that makes sense, but is a bit of a challenge, and for you to go practice it, because practice is where all the improvement's going to happen. So don't feel bad if you have to leave the live lesson when you find that little thing that you're going to practice. And of course, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind the live lessons or replay in the archives as much as you want. If these live lessons start feeling random or meandering, it's because they are, on purpose. So if you're the kind of person who wants classical training with a step-by-step method, then you're going to want to check out Kloppel Academy on the website. It's included in your live lesson subscription, so you can do both or either. And the upper levels are seriously hard work, but it's going to take you all the way from ground zero all the way up to being ready to enter any major music college as a piano major in classical or jazz. And thankfully, I think that's about all we need to cover before the lesson. So if you'd stick around afterwards and fill out the survey, I would love your feedback. But for now, let's have some fun and make some music. And welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and this is the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what? I got to do a really cool photo shoot yesterday. I think it was like the second one I've ever done, and it was very fun.
That was for a music video, I assume?
That was for like promo stuff, I think.
It was not related to any
just
particular
social
song.
Media. What?
Oh, it was not related to any particular song.
Well, yes, it will be for my next song, but it's not for the music video.
You're not talking about yet. The secret song.
Just very secret. It'll be announced very soon.
Okay, cool.
And I don't know. I don't know. If
people can follow you at
Oh,
Kendra Dantes
Music. Thank you.
Is that right?
On Instagram.
That's your Kendra Dantes Music?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. So today we're doing a song. YouTube's going to pull me down pretty much instantaneously. Twitch will give me another 30 seconds on this thing. But anyway, so you probably want to watch this on my website because we're going to just jump into the Alan Walker song Faded, which I don't really know. I've had a couple of students who have worked on it, but
And I love this song.
yeah, Kendra's super duper excited about me doing the song that I have no idea how it goes. So this is me starting at the beginning of the song, and I used to do this on my own to prepare for the other lessons where I teach you how to play the songs. And then a bunch of you guys were asking like, well, can you show me like how you transcribe a song? Because I want to be able to do that on my own without you. So this is my method slowed way down to kind of show you step by step how I go through transcribing songs, getting all the chords and stuff. Now there are websites and stuff that are usually like ultimate-guitar.com is like a great resource that is right like 85% of the time. It's all user generated stuff, and so you can get a lot of stuff for free there. But if you want to be the kind of person who can just listen to a song and then sit down and play it after like processing how the notes go and stuff, then this is kind of the steps that I would use to get through these songs. And here's how it goes. Again, probably like as soon as I click play here, YouTube's going to tear this thing down. So you might need to jump over there. Good luck, all you YouTubers. I hope we get a few minutes of this stuff together, showing you how to transcribe a song like Faded. So, first thing I want to do is just listen for any note that's going to go along with this. There's only 12 notes possible in music. It's either going to be a C or a C sharp or a D or a D sharp or an E or an F or an F sharp or a G or G sharp or an A or a B, A sharp or a B. These are all the letters that we have. These are all the notes that we have. So one of these 12 notes is going to sound great with this song. And every note that is going to be sung, however the song goes, is going to be one of these 12 notes. Now, those repeat over here. So we got those 12 repeated here. So we've got multiple octaves, but there's only 12 possibilities. So that means if I play a note and it sounds absolutely wretched with that song, that's good news. That's not that note, and it's some other note in there. So I'm going to just guess these randomly. I have no idea what key it's in or what the right notes are yet. I'm just looking for a note that kind of locks in and kind of sounds good. Little hint here, there's going to be 7 notes that all sound pretty super decent with this song, and that's going to make up what we're going to call the key of the song. It means this cluster of 7 notes, 7 letters, all sound good together with this song. And then there's going to be 5 notes that are just horrible all the way through and don't sound right with the song at all. So again, just picking random notes and trying to hang on to it long enough to find out whether that note sounds good or not. And every note that I guess, this is vitally important, I have to believe that that note is going to sound great with this song. If I go into just kind of guessing like, I don't know, that note, that note, that note, that note, that note, that note, I don't know, none of these sound good. And I can end up playing every single note and have none of them sound right at all because I don't really believe in it. So I have to really believe this note right here is the note. And if it's not the note, it's going to scream at me and let me know, no, this is definitely not the right one. So it doesn't matter where I go in the song. In fact, I'm just going to jump into the middle of the song here. So right here. So I'm going to pick, I don't know, that note. I'm pretty sure that sounds terrible. So I'm going to keep track of that. I've just tried an E. I don't like an E at all. Later on, I'm going to be tempted to try the E again. I might, but you shouldn't come back and try the same note too many times in a row because if it sounded horrible the first time, it's probably going to sound horrible again. So process of elimination, it's not an E. And I'm going to go back over to here and go to my E and say, okay, this one right here, I did not like that one at all. I'm going to fill that one in here with red. So I didn't like E at all. Let's try F.
Deeper dive, eternal silence of the sea. I'm breathing.
I don't really like that one. Oh, it sounded good there for a second. But now it doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good. But right there it does. So it's like the song is shifting around, and at certain points it comes down and lands on that note, and that note sounds pretty good, but then for the rest of the song it doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, you know what? There was a place where that note locked in. I'm going to use, let's use green for go. So I liked the F, but only during certain parts of it. So the F is one of the notes in there. Now I'm going to try this one, and you can see I'm going through this systematically. I'm not like guessing around random notes. I just start on some random note, and then I'm just guessing every single note in order to find out which ones sound good. And again, like right now at this point, I didn't coming into the lesson, but right now at this point, I do know what key this is in. I know all the 7 notes that are appropriate for this song. I pretty much knew once I hit that note what key I was going to be in because I could tell what kind of wrong that was. So from here on out, I'm trying to act like I don't know what key we're in, but I actually do. And so you'll get faster and faster at this stuff. But the point is, go at this systematically. I did like this note. I did not like this note. Next one. So I'm going to play this one. And this one. That one sounds good pretty much the whole entire time. So this note right here is definitely a green note. And now for the rest of these notes that we're going to try out, we're going to use them in context of the 2 green notes that we already have. So I know that I like this one all the time pretty much, and this one occasionally. So I'm going to try to play back and forth between these 2 notes and then start incorporating other ones. So I'm going to guess this one next, but I'm only going to guess this one in conjunction with these ones right here. So I'm going to play these and then try to throw that thing in there and see if I can make that one sound good. Let's see. So this is the next note. Sounds pretty terrible on its own, but maybe if I play it along with these other ones, it'll sound better. No, that is terrible. So the G is definitely not one of them. We'll put that one in red. And then I'm going to move on to this one right here. And same idea. Use these 2 and try to find out if this G sharp, this A flat is one of the notes. So this one sounds pretty good as long as I play it along with these other ones over here. So now this is one of the good ones. And then at that point, we could try the A as well. And it's kind of the same thing. Like we're just gonna use the collection of notes that we already like and that we've already used, and then try to incorporate the next notes over. Now, I will give you a hint that if you're in Clapple Academy level, even level 1, you're starting to do some major scale work. And you know there's only 2 places in a major scale where there's a half step between notes. For a lot of people, these words that I'm saying do not sound like actual English sentences. So if this doesn't make sense, that's all right. But if it does make sense that in any major scale, there's 2 places where you only have a half step. That means when you're doing this note inventory thing, you're trying to find out which notes work well together, and you run into one of these things where you've got these 2 notes right here, this one and this one together. That's a half step between those. If both of those notes are good, that means that either this is going from the 7 to the 1 or the 3 to the 4 inside the scale. That's going to tell you a lot about the key, about what keys you could guess for this song. So that's part of the reason that I knew, like as soon as I played that one, I was like, oh, okay, that sounds like the flat 7, which means that's the 7 and that's the 1. And then we're in the key of G flat from there on. Spoiler alert. So anyway, just recognizing, like getting to that half step is a huge deal. That's already going to tell me that this note right over here is not going to be one of the notes that I'm going to like, that I am going to like this note, because nowhere in any scale do we have half step, a half step, and then a whole step, and then a half step. That's not really a thing. So, yeah. So anyway, that's kind of how we come up with these things. It's just a note inventory. We just play all the notes that we kind of like, and then try to expand out from there. You can also go down. So sometimes when I'm doing these transcriptions, I'll start on a note and then guess the next note down. It doesn't matter as long as you go systematically. The people who mess up for the longest amount of time are the people who try to keep guessing notes that they hate over and over, and the people who just like guess random, like maybe this note, maybe this note, maybe this note, maybe this note, and then they forget that they've tried those same 4 notes over and over and over. So anyway, go systematically, believe in each note as you're pressing it down, and then eventually you'll have a full note inventory. And I'm gonna go ahead and fill the rest of these in here. The notes that we like for this song would be that one, 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 and that one. Now I'll tell you in just a second how we're gonna figure out what key this is and how I knew what key it was, but these are all the notes that we like here. And so in just a second, we're gonna talk about how to figure out the scale using all the charts that we have down here and know what key we're in, so you can tell somebody else, hey, we're playing in the key of whatever that is. But first, I want to take a break. We'll come back to this song in just a second, and I want to show you one of our students, Armand Munoz, playing his rendition of Monsters, Inc. Thanks for your submission, Armand. Check this out. Armand, I love you, baby. You're awesome. Thanks for your video submission. All right, let's get back to transcribing this thing, find out what key it's in, find out all the chords, all the melody after this short break. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.